Hey, how you guys doing? Okay, what we're going to do is we'll start off with a Blitz game, and then we'll go into a game that I played in Blitz. Cause we should do that. That's always fun to play. Trying to get my rating to 2,000 plus. Let's see, how do we want to do this? Oh, boy, 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 boy. Let's attack here. I'm going to try to double up here. Let me see here. So if I double up here, can he play? Can he actually take there? I think I'm okay to double here. can't play there. That stinks. I'll have to retreat my bishop back. I hate having to do that. But you have to do what you gotta do sometimes. And then I'll double up here. Oh boy. Boy, 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 boy. Just trying to think. Well, I'll just trade off. Yeah, I mean, just trade. There's really nothing about worrying about here. So let's see if I takes, and then I can attack there. I could play queen versus rook, which I'd be up a whole pawn. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Let's see here. How do I want to play this? I'll just play here, and then I'll play down here, and I could attack his rook. There we go. Let's just get this going. There we go. Now we got 3 passers. Okay, let's get this. Let's get these going. And that wins the rook. There we go. All right, now let's get this. Let's get these rolling. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. I want to analyze this. I believe that I might have had something back further. Let me see. I guarded everything correctly though. I was happy about that. That was not bad. I just want to see if there was any area back here further down that maybe I could have done something better. Let me see. Let's see. Let's go back to this critical point. Not here. Not there. Well, maybe. Let's go to the critical point. No, that's not a problem. Not a problem. Not a problem there. Okay, wins. Okay, here I want to see what I should play. I probably should have pushed the pawn here. Oh. So castle kingside's proper. So castle kingside is still okay. So I did that right. Okay, wrong rook, but that's still the rook was okay. So check, interesting. Huh. So that taking there, I was thinking that, but I didn't want to lose my pawns. Takes there. It takes there. Check. Okay. So if he plays here, let's just go to mate and 8. So here, okay. So that's a mate there. So then you'd play here. Takes, takes. So push, takes. Nice. Nice. Okay. That was a good one. That's a good game there. Okay, so that was nice already. Oops, my bad there. Sorry. Hold on. Oops. I had a come on, move up. There we go. But we'll get back there, and okay, now we'll go over a game that I priorly played. This was a really good one. Oops. That I played. It was another kind of London system idea. Hey, how you doing? I played there, pushed up. Retreat back. Takes. This point, I'm trying to infiltrate and probably, let me see, takes. Knight comes in. So this is a really powerful, I played a very active game. There comes the knight, takes there. Check. And he intercepted with his queen. I was like, whoa. I thought for sure he's going to intercept here. But the only stitch about that, if he does, let's analyze the board, it's mate in 1 if he does. If he intercepts here, it's mate in 1. So he can't do that. So the only thing that he could do is intercept with the queen. Then I took. He took. Now he takes. Because it's tempting back here. If you don't understand what to do, it's very tempting, like when he plays there. It's tempting to check right here. But you don't want to do that, because then you lose. I'll show you how you lose. Then see, I lost 8. I lost the ability to get the queen because of being to check too soon. So sometimes you have to look, like Alekhine says, at a better move, which is bishop g4. I took there. He took. I played rook, but I see what the knight what the knight idea actually applies to jumping in, because then there's no way in the world this knight's gonna be removed. I played there. I thought about why not take advantage of this open file. I followed Jeremy Silman's idea of if nobody's controlling, even though it's a half open file, it's an open file. And so that was my idea. And he moved his king up. I brought my knight in. Now I'm starting to get my pieces ready. In comes our little knight, our hero. And I took. He took. What was that? Oh, knight pawn takes is actually best. He took there, but then I took back. So I thought, you know what? I didn't want to have this knight jumping around, and I didn't want this. I didn't want to take here and have a rook infiltrate in. But I guess he would have to at this point move, wouldn't he? Then I could play here, and I win the knight. I see that now. Well, not really. Well, yes, I do. My bad. I do. That is a fork. Yep, that forks the whole system, and boom. Why not just go for the Thor's hammer on the player? Then you check here and you go smack. Then you check there. Then I like this. The computer likes here. I right there, but I don't know. I just like going for the KO. You know, why not just double up here and then take him out with queen there. I potentially could have went queen there to begin with, though. Instead of doubling up, I could have played here. I guess he could play there, can he? It's mate 6 at that point. So I found mate 6. That's sweet. And you check, yep. And then check, then he moves, and then you take. He pushes, and then boom. Yeah, you gotta love those type of mates. Those are so sweet. So sweet. But I was going to pull up a game that I think Magnus Carlsen played. But I'm gonna check a 1 second. I'm gonna actually go and get a Wesley Soul game. Hold on, I just got to AFK just for 1 second, so I can pull that up. Hold on. I'm still here, so don't worry. Because there was a really interesting game I wanted to go over with you guys. Hold on. Sorry about that. Just had to AFK real quick, and I'll pull up a board. This is one he faced Vladimir Kramnik, and it was a pretty interesting. It ended in a draw, so let's see how it's played here. Oops, I don't want to turn on the. Oops, don't turn on the engine. So Wesley So is black. So let's go down. It was a draw of all things. But they're both equally matched in their strengths, so I'm not surprised. Nakamura's doing really good too in the tournament he's in. He potentially could get to the 2800 club if he continues to keep winning in no draws, which he has the ability to. This is a King's Indian, sweet. Yeah, some of the King's Indians are interesting. And Wesley is getting ready. We have something like that going up the board, and you can tear open the king's structure, even if let's say we get a pawn here. Come on, arrows sometimes are causing me a sitch. He plays there. We can actually take with our rook. If he takes back, then you can excuse me, you can jump in. Hey, how you doing? And then you have this mega attack you even have here after that, and it's like, so it's pretty, this is a pretty good attacking position for Wesley. So c4 was played. So now Vladimir is b6 is flexible. Yeah, here and there. because you could like what you're saying, Fox, is that you could push and then have this whole line of an attack. So it is good. But now that Vladimir Kramnik is castle kingside, he's going to try to infiltrate on the queenside. Yeah, King's Indian is very interesting for sure. Oh, he played the English in this one. He could have went King's Indian, but he didn't do that. Let's see what the King's Indian. They have a book here, so let's take a look. So D3 is actually the King's Indian, then Black Castle is interesting, and this gives white an advantage actually for winning. C5. It looks very much, in my opinion, it looks French-like, but not really French. It looks, I know it's a different opening, but it kind of has the French structure of something like this in there. Kind of, it has a different name, but it's very interesting for sure. So, there. Rook E1, because he wants to dominate this open file. B5. There's the expansion that you guys were talking about on this queen side. And Wesley, if he was to play this type of line, would have an expansion. And now it's almost equal in winning and losing. So knight D2. Yeah, this looks really French setup to me. I know it's a different opening, but I mean it's just very interesting how this structure, the difference is potentially this bishop could come out rather than being blocked in. So F1, let's see, he's probably going to try to reroute here and then go F5, because if you notice, the majority of Wesley's pieces is on the queen side. So if Vladimir Kramnik can get this knight moved and start his onslaught, he has this bishop coming over, this queen coming over, this bishop. Potentially it can maybe come here and then attack. So, and then you have a knight that can jump into there somewhere and attack. This knight potentially could come here and then attack. So, yeah. So there's a lot of attack, but now if Wesley played this way, Vladimir has to worry about a huge pawn storm on the queen side. So it's who can get their ideas going the most. There's H4, B5, B4. Bishop comes. Wow, now Black's winning here. The expansion is starting to happen. Takes. And then there's the bishop coming in. Boom. In the French, if your light squared bishop can get somewhere like this, or outside the pawn chain, you're doing really good in the French. So, but we'll go to the game. I was just gonna look to see the lines. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the book. Let's get to that part where the castle is. Okay, here we go. Wesley castled. D4. D takes C4. And now Vladimir's going to win this pawn back, so A6. And this, remember your idea, Fox, about the bishop being on H7? Here it comes. Here comes the precious little bishop, our little sniper of attack of light squared. Here it comes. And boom, baby, there it is. Power. There's the power. Boom. The bishop's coming, and wow, look at this bishop is a champion. Yeah, trust me now. Wesley has an expansion on the queen side, so maybe later on he could actually, after played here, maybe he can expand on the queen side, and once this pawn falls, he'll have a majority versus a minority attack. So, okay, queen C1. There we go. Hey, we're thinking. You know what? We're thinking grandmaster like now. There we go. See, our training is working out. His attacks and oh wow. So it's pretty impressive how this bishop came from here to here to here. It took let's see, 1, 2, 3. It took 3 moves, but now this bishop's in play, the light square bishop, and Vladimir's bishop is, his dark square bishop really is not as effective as this bishop. Because if you notice, the dark square bishop is Vladimir Kramnik's bad bishop. And this is Wesley's bad bishop. Now it's outside the pawn chain, and so it's considered, as Jeremy Silman says, a bad active bishop. That's kind of what you want. You want even though it's bad because of how many pawns are on the same color, it's active. So it makes up for its not ability to flow like in these spots here, here, and here. It makes up for it with the power of here. Is the idea B4 to follow up with potentially potentially, he may want to later on get this pawn maybe to come this way and then have a majority. Yeah, H4 is the potential to attack this bishop. So, and potentially if Wesley tries to stop it, let's say H4 here, Vladimir may have a potential sacrifice idea with his knight coming in, but remember, you can't really do a Greek gift when a knight is on f6. The knight has to be away from f6 because it covers the h7 square, so you got to be careful. Yeah. So the bishop's coming in. Yeah, there. And then now the rook is ready to come into action as well with c5. Yeah, exactly. So now c5 is a potential idea because of if he takes, you could actually take back, and then you have this pin on the queen through the knight, and then you got Vladimir's got to be very careful of after the rook's here, b4. So, and that's why boom shakalaka, we love it. He played a3. He already saw this potential idea of takes, and here now this pawn stops the ability for the b pawn to win the knight. The a pawn stops the b4 pawn, a3. But Wesley's like, I'm persistent. We're gonna open up the center. My knight is gonna, my rook is gonna pin your queen, the knight to the queen, and then boom, c5. Well, I kind of see how h6 has to be played, otherwise the bishop's lost. So that's in a kind of like a important. Oh wow! So takes. Wow, Vladimir traded off the bishops. I could kind of see why. It's a closed game. So if he could keep the position closed, like if Wesley tries maybe to push here, I guess, let's see. What is the best move here, by the way? Interesting. That makes sense, though, because now you're pinning and you're cross pinning the idea. So 94 bishop. Yeah, he doesn't want to. Wesley doesn't want to surrender his advantage or his imbalance, which is the dark squared bishop. Otherwise, yeah. Yeah, these knights, though, do at this moment dominate the board, so it's not. Yeah, they're devastating if they work together properly. Two bishops. Knight takes. Interesting. Interesting. Wow. Let's see, why didn't he take? Oh, I see. Boom shakalaka. He has this bishop will fall, and Vlad's gonna be up a whole pawn. Wow, that is an interesting position for sure. Yeah. That's impressive for sure, for sure. Takes, rook takes, queen takes. Interesting. Wow, that's interesting that it's a draw. I guess because if takes here, you can take back there. Let me see, is it considered? I guess it is a draw, isn't it? So here, takes. Yeah, there's now you get to see the power of opposite colored bishop drawing chances. Is there any way of gaining an advantage at all? Oh, taking would have been better. So let's see here. Huh. Hmm. Hmm. Why that? Because won't he take? So if he takes there, rook takes, takes, What's it want? Pawn or knight? What happens if pawn takes? I guess almost similar, so knight takes. I don't really like knight takes in my opinion. I like pawn takes better. Okay, let's go back. Yeah, I was thinking what would happen if instead of takes here, yeah, I kind of see what you're saying. If takes, well then he can actually take, and I believe that potentially a push can happen, and maybe a check. Then knight comes in, and I don't know. It's probably slightly better. But if you notice, yeah, it is. But if you notice how much attack black has, so if white was to play here, so I guess he could play there. Then takes. So he can't take there. So if takes. Goes, okay, my bad. So he doesn't. He moves. Where does he? Okay, he moves here. Rook takes first. Rook takes. Interesting. Let's see. Does it? What does it say after? Sorry, after takes here. I mean there. So it says to take here first. Or push. So takes first. And then if rook takes, rook takes, and queen takes. Huh. I guess it comes down to like what you're saying. King activity is an important thing. So he took. Whatever chance he had was here, so. Whatever was, yeah. Yeah, I have. That's an interesting game for sure. But I think when he took it, totally neutralized everything. There's no way of getting any equality. I mean, sorry, and that says I should rephrase that. The only way is equality. Sorry, other way around. I think at this point he stopped. Yeah. Hey. Was an interesting game for sure. This one. So. Let's see. Oh, and that. Let's see here. You guys want to do some puzzles? Or do you have any games you'd like to go over? Oh, you want to look at the Magnus game? Okay. Just one sec. I got an AFK just for a second, and I'll pull up. I think let's do this. Let's do this. Actually, hold on. Can I know? Is there any way? Do you have a game like from Tata Steel? Oh, hold on, 1 second. Excellent. Hold on. I got it. 1 second. Hold on. I got it. I got it. Not to worry. There we go. We will get this. Hold on. There we go. Here's this game. Let's take a looky at this. Let's see what. Oops. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. 1 second. Copy. Okay. I will. Hold on. I'm back. I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to reestablish that. Copy it. I'm back. Boom. So it's the Roy Lopez Morphe defense. Interesting. So let's check here. There. Which one's Magnus? Oh, Magnus is black. We'll switch sides. There, okay, there. So they're attacking. It looks interesting for sure. Anon's castled, and so he's trying to get his maybe structure going with here, maybe there, and then get his pawn center rolling. So that is a potential idea. Wow, so what Magnus is expanding on the queen side. So we know which side. Hey. Oh, that's funny. Here, there, and I think it's all. I'm not exactly sure. I think it might still be going. I'm not sure. C6. Oh yeah, C6 here. Where let's see. So it's interesting. Yeah. And Magnus is developing his pieces. It's interesting how compact both sides structure is. So there's this type of a center, and then there's this. They're both not showing any signs of weakness. It's solid for both sides, and so they're trying to find points of attack, but there's really nothing that Magnus can take advantage of. There's nothing that Anon can take advantage of. It's just they're one big solid structure. If we're looking at for imbalance, they're trying to find points of an attack, but there really is none for both sides. The one that has the most chance of an attack, in my opinion, is Anon because of where his bishops are placed. But the problem is, how's he going to open up the position for this to actually occur? You know what I mean? He has to have both this open, and Magnus is not going to allow that to happen. You know, so Anna's trying to get everything ready for a kingside attack. Magnus, though, has a bishop guarding his weakness, knight, and if this knight gets taken, that knight gets replaced. The bishop is making white think about, really, do you really want to open up and allow yes, you're going to get this, but I'm also going to get that. So what are you getting? And if this queen ever moves and this opens up, Magnus could actually double Anon's kingside pawns, and that potentially might be enough for counterplay for the pressure that Anon has on Magnus's kingside. So you have to constantly look, and that's actually an interesting move. Wow. I kind of see that he wants to expand on the king side to stop this onslaught, and potentially Fianchetto. There's a lot of grandmasters say that if you can get a bishop on either G7 and G2 for white, your position is pretty much rock solid. So the bishop is strong right here. A4. So now it shows signs that Anon doesn't feel like the attack on the king side is going to happen, because he started putting pressure on the queen side. He still has he's doing the Capablanca idea of, if one side isn't working, you can always turn your attention to both sides. Why give your opponent one side and you get one side? Take from them everything but give them nothing. That was from 300. That was a really good phrase that King Theonidas said to his guys. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah. Now in comes the bishop. See, that was the only sitch about this push on g6. It did allow a slight soft spot on the king side for Magnus, which is the g5 square, because this knight doesn't have anybody really guarding it. Bishop's going to have to come, or a knight's going to have to come back. So the bishop is forced to go to g7. Now Anon's starting to snipe small weak points in Magnus's structure, which is b5 and the knight. So his bishops are starting to come to life, but not enough really to consider a slightly winning advantage. It's about equal, because there's no real way that he can put enough pressure on this knight to do anything. But it does have a pin, so it's just both sides are just so solid. There's no spots that can be infiltrated into. So takes. The queen does control this open file, so potentially that is an idea of maybe queen a7. Yeah, I believe, yeah. Yeah, I think that is a potential idea that you could do. There's also now a slight attack on the bishop and knight, but this kind of pacifies his queen, so I don't know if white would want to take his most powerful piece out of the fray. But he does have a potential queen b5 at this moment too, so interesting for sure, because that eyes that pawn, and potentially you have there, and maybe something like that. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. And Magnus seals up his weak spot of b5. So, and if the queen tries to infiltrate in or something, the dark squared queen could always go to c7 and protect this line. So there is real no infiltration points. This is going to end up, in my opinion, a draw, because they can't break through. There's no breakthrough point. See, c7. Their structure is just way too solid. Takes. Yeah, so what if this is here? It's just there's no way of breaking through. You can't. Potentially, maybe that's the best. Let me see. I want to check something out. I want to see why. What does that do? Well, I guess this has to now. Okay. Huh. So I did see a cool idea, so. Yeah, so yeah, he's got to kind of surrender. But if you notice, Magnus has got to be really careful. He's starting to shuffle his powerful queen to the queen side, but it does have this whole rank to defend, so it's not like it's blocked by a pawn or anything. So it can become active potentially by there. So there is R potentially here and down. So it's not like this queen is out of attack. And potentially, if Anon wanted to lock the position down fully, you always have b3, and that deprives the knight of any of its infiltration points. b3 is a really solidifying queenside for white. So then he can focus his idea of kingside attack, but there's really no chance of an attack. That's really hard to bring anything to bear on this position, so it's like, whoa. So it's equal position. There's nothing that can nothing that's, because he can always play knight f8, bishop here to guard the structure. Or I should probably more bishop there to guard, but maybe here. No, because then you have rook there. Something to guard this pawn. So, yep. So we were right. It is b7. Then the knight comes in. There's still, if he goes here, that takes, and then the pawn structure is wrecked. If he goes here, knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, queen takes, and the structure still isn't solid enough for anything. I mean, it's solid enough to withstand anything, that's what I mean. Then in comes and knight takes, bishop f8, and then e3, and there's really no points of attack anymore. Everything is at its optimum placement. And why, if you're black, risk losing? You have it's always nice for the black side to get a draw, even if it's in this type of position. Because think about it, black starts out a half a tempo behind, because white has the first move, of course. Interesting, huh? Let's see. I really don't see. I think it's a dead draw at this point. There's nothing really like that could be done, so it's just going to end in a draw. So do you guys want to go over some puzzles? I'll put it on puzzles for right now. I'll be right back. Just give me 1 sec. There we go. So let's see what we got here. We'll do puzzles. Let's see what we got here. Trying to see, is there any infiltration points for here for us? We do have checkmating idea, maybe potentially with rook to b8, rook b8. Let me see, pawn takes, and then you have mate, so he can't. So here, and then he's gonna have to play b3. And then potentially he's got bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes, check. And if he moves here, we have checkmate. So I believe it's either it's either rook a8 or I think, let me see. Let's set this up real quick, because this is a very interesting sitch. Let's see. Here. Uh-oh, I have to turn the board around. I have the board the wrong way. Boom, boom, dun, dun, dun. Okay, good. Now we got the board correctly set up. Let's take a looky. I'm just getting the pieces set up for us. But we have to be super duper active here. We can't let down any of an attack. We have to go full bore with our attack. You know, we don't want to we don't want anything to prevent us from victory. We want victory at all costs. I gotta put a knight here, bishop here, bishop here, queen here, rook here, a rook there. So I think, do I have everything? Let's see. Forgot my two rooks. That would be helpful. I got. Oops, forgot a knight. Because that's what's being attacked, of course. Okay. There we go. Light squared bishop. Got it moved properly. Okay. If we played knight to d2, he could just trade off. I think it's not a bad move. It's just we have to be active, very active in our move sequences. Very, very active. So, 1 second. Sorry about that. Felt like I had something in my eye, so I wanted to go check it to make sure it wasn't like a hair that was bothering me. It's better now, though. But what happens if, let's say we play? Oops, I moved. Guys, gotta have a key here. Let's say we go D7. What happens? After D7, what happens to bishop takes check? Oh, I gotcha. Oh, I see what you're saying. I gotcha. So you're saying if rook A, okay, rook A B, gotcha. Rook A B A, knight D2, gotcha. Gotcha. So there, knight E2, gotcha. Knight E2. And then you have the bishop that's protecting. Then you have the bishop that's protecting that pawn. Maybe that is a sitch, isn't it? That's a big sitch. Oh yeah, that does work too. I like that. Huh, nice. Yeah, so A8, knight there. We go queen to A4. And then if pawn pushes, we have rook takes, check, takes, check, queen takes, check. And if the king moves to, after that, the king moves to A1. I think we have queen at this point, rook to C2, and then we're attacking the queen and that, and then he'd have to play rook, but then that's mate, so he can't do that. Interesting. So I believe I see the power of rook AB1. This is important to keep that rook there, because when the position opens up, this rook stops the escape of the king. So that's the only move. I know he can't go. He can't after we take here and then he goes here. He can't do that because the knight's here. We actually win the rook. We pick the rook up. After here, here, here. If queen here, we snap that off with check. So he can't do that. So we have this, I believe. Let me see here. Is there? Let's see. Okay, now let's calculate if he takes our knight. If he takes our knight, it's all over. So he potentially might, if we go A to B8, he might go. Oops, sorry. A B8. He might go B3. And then we have bishop takes. I guess we have bishop takes B3. Pawn takes B3. Queen takes B3. And then if king moves to A1, what do we have at this point? What do we have? What do we have? What do we got? We potentially have probably queen checks here, and then if queen intercepts, queen might intercept at that point. The queen might, if we go there, the queen might intercept there. Yeah, that's interesting for sure. I guess at this point we could play. At that point we could play. Oh, interesting. That's stellar of an idea. You gotta love that. Oh, wow. Okay. I have an idea here. This is. Oops. I think it might be too complicated, but we'll give it a shot anyways. Here. Takes. Queen takes. King moves over. We check on A3. Queen comes to A2. Rook takes knight. If queen takes queen, rook takes, and we're up a whole piece. Well, that would be interesting. Bishop to B5, but then we could just take at that point. What if knight blocks and not queen? Well, at that point we have. Let me see here. That is interesting. Let me see here. We might be able to double up rooks. We might be able to at that point. We can actually double up the C rook from here when it. Oops! Wait a second. I am sorry. I had the rook in the wrong spot. I'm sorry. That would help. But let's see. At this point, okay. Oh boy. That's an interesting idea for sure. Huh. Not sure. Huh. I'm not sure. So this is an interesting sitch. Do we have anything that's more simple than that? Trying to see, do we have rook b here, here, knight takes pawn, knight takes, takes, queen takes, I'm sorry, hold on, my bad, hold on. I got that all messed up. Here, here, takes, 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 and then takes. So I believe we might actually be ahead. No, no. That we're maybe ahead of pawn, because if we play here, probably more likely, yeah. So we played here. He's gonna play there, there. He might play, if he plays knight, he might play knight takes. But then we could play queen takes, then knight takes. No, knight wouldn't take, then rook takes. Okay, hold on. I don't know if this works out and I think about it. Here, here, knight takes. After that, so let's see. Yeah, I was just checking here, here, knight takes there, knight takes. I don't think we have anything. More likely, it's got to be takes here at that point. Okay, let's see. Do we have any ideas here? Let me see. Hold on. Let me go back to move. Oops. Let's go up. There we go. So our idea is that. So that is the idea. That is the idea, yeah. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it's A to B8? I believe that's potentially the move. I'm trying to see if there's any weak points. You have to sometimes check for weak positions. Weak pawns, weak anything. Is there any forks that we have? Trying to see is there any other weak points. Any other weak points? I don't see anything else but that. Yeah. So at this point, rook takes. No, we can't. Well, I guess we could. Let's see. Rook takes. Knight takes, queen takes, rook takes. We lose though. We lose a knight here, so. Huh. So knight d2 wins a piece. Oh, sorry, knight d6, d. Let's see if we play. Okay, he played bishop here. Played knight d7. Knight d7. Yep. Well, we can't do that. If we do that, our knight will be captured by the pawn, so we can't do that. I believe, let me see, because the bishop, guys, like what you guys are saying, the bishop's pinned. It can't move, because if it ever does, we have mate. So this knight can actually move here, because there's no real way of... That's an interesting idea. Huh. Even better. If we play knight h3, h5, Rook takes h5. Knight takes, pawn takes h5. Is that good? I just want to make sure my board's doing good. Okay, good. Sorry about that, guys. Just want to make sure my screen's okay. Okay, so we're in agreement with knight to h5. I like that move too. So if we play queen takes, so the knight moved here, so oops, I gotta put that there. So if we play queen takes queen, rook takes queen, bishop takes knight, or do we play, let me see here. But the only got hey the guys, the sitch about we don't have to worry about that, because let's say that oh boy, 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 boy. Boy, I gotta say, yeah, everything should be fine after queen takes queen. Yeah, if we play queen takes queen, knight takes, king f7, takes, then we can actually take here at this point. Knight takes on, so queen takes here. Knight takes e7. King goes to g7. Then we have rook takes queen, and then king takes the knight, so we'd be up an exchange still. We'd still be up an exchange. I believe we're winning at that point too. Guys, I believe it's queen takes, because we have to trade off our the queens at this point. Because our knight could always take back if this bishop takes, our knight could always take back. So we're not losing anything. We're good. So what do you guys think? Takes. The only stitch about queen takes on b5 I notice is this bishop still covers this square, and guess what? This idea now has teeth. Because of here. This does away with any teeth that white would have. It's all over at that point. There's no hope. We have to push the position. If we dictate the position by taking the queen, after he takes the pawn with the knight for check, we move our king up to f7, and we win the knight, because if he plays here, we come up here, he has to take back. Otherwise, he'll lose his queen for nothing. And at that point, we take the knight, and everything is neutralized. And we're winning. We're up a whole piece, and we're totally dominating the position. What you guys think? Are you with me on that? Alright, let's go for it. There it is. Okay. There we go. And then let's just work it out all the way to the end. King moves up. And rook has to take the queen. Then king takes knight, and boom, we're good. Then bishop takes, which forced, and then we take with our rook, and now this is hammering hard. We have here and there, so he's gonna have to play bishop there, and we're good to go. We're so strong. There, we have no weak puncture points at all. I don't know if we'll do another one because it might put me a little bit into the two. So, um, well, I got on a little later tonight because I had some work that came up. So I might have to cut it off. I'll have to check. 1 second. I'll be right back. 1 sec. Alright, you guys, let's do this thing. One more. One more. One more. One more, guys. One more. We gotta ice. We gotta be like ice on Maverick. That we. You know what? There's no. Our Top Gun. Sorry, Top Gun. We have to be like that and be no mistakes. Iceman was known for no mistakes. He was cool as ice. So we need to have. We got to be cool. We gotta be, our minds gotta be strong and as powerful as ice. We gotta come together and we can get this. 5 points, guys. 5 points away. Let's do this thing. Okay, let's set the board up. All right. The chat already figured it out? Oh, they figured it out? Oh, wow. Hold on, let me check this. So that I want to be 100% for you guys. Hold on, just let me check this out. You know. Because it'd be so sad if we missed just a slight inaccuracy, just a slight. I'm not saying you guys are wrong, just something so small that we could have, we may have overlooked. So let's see. Let's see, I got this set up good. Everything's set up good so far. Set up good. Okay, now let's see what the ideas are. Let's bring this home and see. Okay. Queen takes G2. King takes G2. Let me see, what did you guys have? Knight takes E3 check. Pawn takes E3. So king here, knight takes, pawn takes. Oh, wait a second, oh boy, that does a discovery, doesn't it? Hold on. Yeah, wait a second, that does a discovery. Yep. Hold on, let me reset that up. You're right. I missed that for just a sec. Just hold on, we got this. Okay, I gotta take a pawn off there. Gotta put a bishop here. Queen here. Okay, we're still good, okay. So queen takes. Let's reset this up. Queen takes, king takes, knight takes bishop check. Knight takes bishop on e3 check. Oh wow, you're right. We do win the queen, don't we? Well, yeah, we do, don't we? Because with the discovery. Oops, I gotta put a queen here. I'm trying to see, is there anything that he can do to prevent that from happening after that? Because we have a check here, discover check. King would have to move. We'll see here, and then we win the queen. Yeah, I believe that's it. Let's just go over it one more time, really quick. I know I'm going over this a couple times, but I just want to make sure that I'm seeing everything 100% right. I know, but we're so close. We're so close to 2,400 guys, and I don't want to make any mistakes for you guys. I want to make sure it's 100% right for you guys. Because that'd be sad if it wasn't. I want to. Okay, then double check there. So there's nothing that he could do. Nothing that he could do. He's got to move, and then we take the queen. And now we're attacking the rook. And that. I don't see any flaw to that. That's it. And then we win the queen. There we go. Oh my word, really? 3 points? I do too. You guys were right. Excellent job. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't want to get it wrong for you guys. You know, we're a team, and I wanted to make it so all of our effort was, you know, not in vain. One more. Oh my word. One more. You gotta be kidding me. 3 points. They couldn't have given us 5. Are they that unmerciful? But you know what? I'm not complaining. We're 2 away. 2 guys. 2. 2 away. 2 away. Oh man, this is cool. We're so close. I know we could do this, guys. I know we could do it. Don't say that. Please at least say 2. At least 2. Don't say 1 because it'll probably be 1. And they'll be like, really? Oh, that would be our luck too. Hey, how about this? 0 points. That would be even worse. Let me see here. Okay, I got everything set up properly. Yeah, everything's set up right for black. Everything's set up everything's set up right for white. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's do this thing. All right. So I moved from here to there. So that gave up the knight's protection, double protection. So we now potentially have an idea of this opening up, but I'm not going to touch anything. I'm putting my mouse over there. Interesting. I see a fork. Do you guys see this fork here? Do you guys see that fork? Anything? Then I see C4. Got C4, guys. Oh. Oh, you put the line in. Sweet. Yeah, we're thinking alike. Good job. Let's see here. I think we win a bishop at this point, because if he did play knight here, push, we could check on c3. King moves to a1. We'll just say a1. Knight takes e2. Knight takes it goes here. Let's get this correct. Here, 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 over, takes, pawn takes, bishop takes. So it takes g3. Interesting. Maybe that. Oh wow. Let's reconsider that, guys. That is interesting. Nice find. Oh boy. That would have been that would have been sad. Let's see, knight. We'll say knight like what you're saying. Okay, let's check here. Bishop goes back. Oh yeah, wow. And then if he goes, so if knight comes here, bishop goes back. Knight take, oh, queen takes, threatening checkmate. And then what happens after that? And maybe he pushes the pawn up. And then we take the knight at that point. Huh. Are we missing anything that's before this? Hold on. Are we missing anything? Oops, and move the queen back and then put the knight there. There is no knight d7 because the knight's here. Knight e4. No, it's just my fault. Let's see here. Then after here. Wow, that is a killer move, isn't it? Because you take here, then if the pawn's pushed here, you take there, check, and then if rook takes, or if queen takes, we're still up in exchange. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see anything else but that. Whoa, the rook comes. It's Nikes. So, let's reset that. That's interesting. Where's the knight? I gotta put the knight back. Oops. Bishop there. Pawn here. I think we win the bishop, don't we? I like knight takes. Knight takes G. Knight takes G, guys. The reason knight takes G is a good idea is this is protected by a bishop at this point. It's also attacking a rook. So knight takes G, also attacking a rook. And if he plays this now, we can just retreat our queen back. I don't see really anything that potentially is a trying to see, is there any because the bishop, if we take with the bishop here, he has c4, and we lose a piece because we have to retreat our queen back, and he plays queen takes knight, and we lose it. And so if we play knight, also knight takes there, attacks the rook. So if the rook moves here, we can always just retreat our queen back if need be. And we have a double or triple or quadruple attack. I don't really see anything else. Let's see, is there anything else that that he can do after knight takes? Bishop on g6, I mean g5 here. Is there anything else he can do? I'm just taking a quick look. Okay, knight takes g5. He takes knight takes g5, which is the bishop. Knight takes bishop. It attacks the rook on h3. If he goes rook to g3, attacking the knight, then our knight's still protected by the bishop. And even if he tries to play f4, so if we play knight takes g5, knight takes g5, and then he can't play f4 because we'd win the rook, so he's got to move his rook, and then we're totally dominating at that point. And we always can, if we play here, we always can come and drop back there and infiltrate back in. So that this does a huge amount of work. It covers a lot of protective squares for us. So I think so bishop takes is, let's take a look at that. I don't want to make any inaccuracies. Let's see. Okay, so you guys are saying bishop takes. Let's just take a look. Bishop takes on g5. Then let's say he plays c5. What do we do after that? What do we do after c4? Sorry, pawn c4. Because let's say we play knight takes, right? And he plays here. We always have the ability of stopping this push here with that. I believe that knight takes, that's the only move that holds everything together. Knight takes bishop. Let me just see. Anything? He'd have to move his, he has to at this point move his rook, and if he moves his rook here, or here, we have knight there. Maybe. Let me see. Yeah, I believe knight takes. Yeah. Let's do it. There we go. Okay. With that, guys, it's time for us to log off. We accomplished the 2400 club. Congrats, guys. Good find. Great work. And, well, with that, we got a log. So, as Wesley So says, serve the Lord Jesus. I say, God bless, guys. And I'll see you next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Keep studying. You guys are doing great. We're finding the moves. Congrats, y'all. We made it to 2400. And remember, it's just the start. We got to keep moving forward, though, and only look back at what we've learned, but just keep moving forward. And remember, there's always a plan in the position. We just have to find it, like Hannibal Smith said, and we did. Good job. Okay, you guys be blessed tonight, and have a great rest of the night. Bye-bye.